What's up, guys? Jay here. I just wanted to talk about the subject of friendships. Friendships. You know what? Before I start this video, I just want to preference that this point of view is from someone who is an only child. Okay? So this is a perspective of someone that's an only child who doesn't have siblings. So, friendship for me throughout the course of my life has been something that's been very important. Maybe I see friendship in a more intense manner than other people do. Friendship to me, I always saw good friendship as something incredibly hard to come by. You know, um, when you're younger, you know it's funny because I'll hear a lot of people say, you know, and I find this kind of dumb because I think they look at the subject blindly. I've heard the phrase say that as you get older, you lose more and more friends, or that you have fewer friends as you get older. And I disagree. I think that when you're younger, your perception of friendship is a lot different than what it is as you get older. I think as you get older, you just simply open your eyes to what real friendship is in this world. Like when you're younger, you have all these classmates and you goof around with all these kids and stuff and you call them friends. But were they really friends? How many of those friends did you actually invite to birthday parties? How many of those friends actually called you on the phone? Like how many of those friends did you actually kind of find in back in the day? And I'm talking about like when you're a kid, when you're in grade school, when you're like, yeah, grade school, hell, even middle school. And you'll find that that number is extremely small. But if you were to bat an eye, to the fact of all those people that, all those kids just because you played with them on the playground and they laughed at your jokes and you acted stupid and, you gave teachers, problems and all that stuff, you'll find that in reality they were actually just acquaintances to me. It's not until you get older till you realize and you put together, for yourself or through your own opinions, what a actual friend is. An actual friend is someone you can confide in, someone that's there for you, someone that is loyal. Friendship is a relationship. Like people make like homophobic jokes about good friendships, like, oh, those two must be gay or those two must be lesbians. No, because if you're really good friends with someone, sometimes you could be so good of friends. I believe sometimes that I think the phrase soulmate can apply to a friend. It doesn't just have to apply to romantic relationships. Sometimes there's just people that you click with. Sometimes there's people that are your friends that were your friends in the worst of times, the best of times. They were with you in the trenches. They were with you through, the worst emotional times of your life. Maybe these are the people that held you up when no one else would hold you up, or maybe these people lent a shoulder to cry on when no one else was there to listen to you, to be sympathetic to you. There's a lot of things. Apply that to having common interests with friends and things of that matter. It could become a really intense relationship. To the point where they can feel like a family member, or they'll feel, like a sibling, like a brother or like a sister. It doesn't necessarily always have to be a romantic thing. Like I know people like to joke, and like I said, they'll be like, oh, you guys are gay. Why don't you get married? Blah, blah, blah. Or they're lesbians and she must be the butch and blah, blah. But like, you get what I'm trying to say? Like, I'm horrible with words, but um, friendship is just it's a funny thing, man. Friendship is a funny thing. Um, I think friends, no matter what, will always find a way to communicate with each other. You can be in a different state, in a different area code, and there is no excuse not to communicate, especially these days with like technology, like Messenger. You message someone on Facebook, you don't have to do it out publicly. You can even call someone through Messenger, the phone, text message, email. There's so many ways to keep in touch with people. So I've always hated when people say, "Oh, well, we just drifted away. Life happened and we just drifted away." No, 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 no. You just didn't drift away. It's just they were never really that good of friends. I hate to tell you this, but you guys were never really that good of friends. Because if you were that good of friends, you'd still keep in touch and you would still know about so and so and little Jimmy and so and so's wife. You would know their names. You know what I mean? Like, it's bullshit. It's like, oh, so and so got a new job, so he moved to the city, and we just lost touch. We just stopped talking, But we were really good friends. No, you weren't really good friends. I'm telling you right now, you weren't really good friends. Because the really good friends would be like, hey, I'll message you when we get moved in, or hey, you'll hear from me. Maybe it won't be as often. Maybe you'll hear from me every couple months or whatever, but you'll hear from me. What I'm trying to say is real friendships, true friendships, are pretty much like two close siblings. No matter if you move, one way or another, you're going to hear from your brother or sister. They're going to call you to see how you're doing, see how everyone else is doing, yada, yada, yada. That's real friendship. Real friendship can mimic what the stereotypical sibling relationship should be. Now, mind you, I know this doesn't actually count for everything, as I have friends who have plenty of siblings who they just aren't close to, you know, which brings it up the subject of sometimes the closest of friendships can be your sibling collection connection. Sometimes you don't have to be blood. Sometimes my best friend doesn't. Like I can call my best friend my brother. Like are we related? Do we have the same mother or father? No, we don't. But he's my brother. Maybe we have a bond that is very brotherly that maybe he might not even have with his own family. He or she, whatever it is, like that's a real friendship. Like friendship is such a weird thing, especially when you're like me, you're an only child, you don't have siblings and stuff. You grow up and you create this picture of friendship that sometimes it might be too grandiose, or sometimes you put it on a pedestal that's probably just too high. Sometimes you expect a little bit too much out of people, or sometimes you really really get um what's the word what's the word sometimes you get really really bitter at the world because of friendships that you've lost and things like that. I personally, like I've taken it personally, when I've had friends from high school who just flat out stopped talking to me. I took it personally, personally to the point where, even to this day, I'm like, why'd you just stop talking to me? Like, what did I do to you? Like, because I told you, like for me, I think it's bullshit. The whole, oh, I got married and I started a career. Like, okay, and, like I got married, I got kids, I'm doing shit too, but, like, I would have kept talking to you. I still want to know about your life. Like, guess we weren't as cool as I thought we were. Like, stuff like that sucks, but I guess what I'm trying to say, because I'm pretty sure like my words are all over the place. Again, I'm not an expert. I just wanted to talk about this. Just wanted to vlog about this. It's been on my mind. If you have a real good friend, if you found yourself a Krillin, or even a Vegeta, hang on to them. Like really, hang on to them. Appreciate those friendships and put in the work. because like friendships are like every other relationship, whether it's a sibling relationship, whether it's a relationship with your parents, whether it's a romantic relationship. You got to put in work, man. You got to put in the effort to talk to each other, um, put in an effort to be there for each other. That's the way it works. Because other than that, if you don't do that, then you'll see that you'll have more glorified acquaintances than you actually do have real friends. If that makes any sense, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Like I don't know. Friendship's just a weird thing, especially to me, someone with Asperger's, being socially awkward and stuff like that. Like when I make a connection with someone, I make a connection with someone. I'm 100% loyal. I believe I have good judgment in people. If I think you're a good person, I will go to bat for you all the time. You will get 100% um, loyalty from me. And if I don't think you're worth the time, then I won't even put the time into you because of trust issues, because of friends that just drop you for no reason. Which again, I don't care that whole BS of we just drifted away. No, that's bullshit. Either you stop trying or they stop trying. That's bullshit. But anyways, that's just my opinions on friendships, close friendships, yada yada, etc. You let me know your opinions on close friendships. Let me know what you think of friendships and your experiences with friendships. Whatever it may be, you let me know. But again, hit that like button, subscribe. It greatly does many moons a favor to content creators like myself. And remember to always smile, and I'll catch you guys later.